Hello, my friends. It's me, the MetaVerse Explorer. I'm back again with another video. This time, we're with Viktor, or you might know him as Thorsten. He's part of the Aethia data runners. These guys are responsible for all of the data you see that I get to show you on YouTube. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Viktor. Viktor, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Great
Awesome.
to be back. Yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of data and just directions in Star Atlas. We've got a whole bunch of topics, but I guess for now, I will start with the first thing, which is the new Flipside dashboard that we really want to cover. We want to tell you guys about it. So Viktor, just a very brief overview, and maybe you can bring up your screen as well. What is the new Flipside dashboard?
Yeah, right. So I will share my window here so you can see this. Okay, so actually, I mean, a few times we're happy that you talked about our old dashboards, two of them, yeah, the daily analysis and the Never Alone. You talked about them a few times.
They're great. They work so well. I'm so happy with it. Thank you for making them.
Thank you. Yeah, and they are available for a few weeks now and month already. And we started a new one, which is called GM Insights, so Galactic Marketplace Insights, and we wanted to focus a little bit more on profit margins, return on investments, what's happening on the marketplace, and not so much that general information. Yeah, and yeah, so we can have a look right into it. Mm-hmm. So we don't talk about the old ones, we just talk about the new one.
Sounds good.
So we have three tabs here. One is Galactic Marketplace. You see trading volume for ships and resources and claim stakes. And you see the average trading volume over the last 30 days over here to the right. And here we have three graphics about ship trading volume in Atlas and USDC, claim stakes and Atlas dominance, which is nice to see how much is traded over the total marketplace in USDC and how much is traded in Atlas.
We had that brief period where like they took away the Atlas pairs and everything was just in USDC, but now we're coming back a little bit more.
Right. Yeah, and this is a 7-day average, so we didn't went up to 100% USDC, but or Atlas in that case. Yeah, but we see when times are changing. For example, this spike here is when claim stakes were sold in Atlas mainly, and yeah, because of that. Yeah. Then the next topic is Aethia price indices. And to be honest, I wouldn't go into them in depth now because this subject is a little bit complicated. Just to say a few words is you can look at ship prices in USDC and claim stakes in USDC, and you can also look at them priced in Atlas. And there are some reasons why sometimes you might look at the USDC prices and sometimes you may look at the Atlas prices because the performance is different.
Yeah. Some people might want to play the arbitrage. You know, if someone can buy something for Atlas at one price and sell it for the USDC worth, it could be possible, right?
Right, and it's also interesting if you're saying like, okay, I want to enter an economy and I want to count and trade in Atlas because that's the currency of the metaverse of Star Atlas, and I don't want to convert every price all the time into USDC. Yeah, and that's the reason why we said those are two decisions actually to take. One to enter the economy, and the other one is to trade different assets in that economy. And yeah, that's the reason for that. Yeah. Then we have some data about R4 prices, which is an interesting topic.
Look at the food price. My God, 188% above the regular price.
It went up quite a bit, yeah, and you see some graphs here and the trading volume, yeah. And then at the end of that tab, we have sentiment and active users. So you see a little bit, what people are doing, what the sentiment is, and how many active users are on the marketplace. Yeah.
Awesome. That's all great
so that's
data.
The start. That's the first tab. So it's getting really interesting if we go to the next tab. So profit margin is the first one. So this is interesting because with the open of the economy from the DAO stop selling resources, this actually changed. In the past, profit margins were fixed because profit margin is the percentage of your profits in relation to the revenue you get. So it's the Atlas reward in this case in score that you get, and on the other side your profit is you have to subtract the costs from the resources. And because the resources were fixed prices, profit margins were fixed in the past. And now, because resources are fluctuating, profit margins are changing. Yeah?
Makes sense.
And they are even changing for different ships because
they have different resource requirements for each ship.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So this is interesting, and it will become even more interesting because this is still the rewards for this are still coming from score. But if we will enter Sage more and more, then the rewards will also not be fixed. It depends on what you are doing in Sage. Yeah. So then we have both sides moving. And then this could be really interesting to see what is a good buy at the moment. So it's interesting to see those profit margins.
Yeah, interesting. And I think I asked you a question about this before. You already got the Titan profit margin there as well. But the Titans, we already know how much it costs to run these from the R4 point of view. So that's interesting that you got that there.
Yes, right. Because this is only in Atlas, so we don't need any trading price here. Because of that, we can run the calculation what the profit margin for the Titan ships is.
Awesome, man. And what's on the third tab, my friend?
Yeah, and this is return on investment. So now we are also looking at what are the prices. So the investment, the money you have to spend to buy those assets, and then calculate your profits in relation to your investment. And now we're starting with the claim stake because this is what
hot topic.
Is a hot topic, right? And we see that those ROIs are quite good still.
Very attractive, especially because the team actually increased the ROI of the resources by 8 times or something. So they were a lot lower, but now they're higher, right?
Yes, right. Yeah. So so this is quite interesting, and we have also done this for the ships, separated in the different size classes, and and they only call a downside or a little bit if a ship is not traded for 3 months, then we don't calculate an ROI anymore, because we say, okay, this price is too old, and and that's the reason why some of the ships don't have an ROI.
Yeah,
like the Titan,
just like the Titan, exactly.
No trades. Yeah, right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that is actually the new dashboard, and a lot of effort goes into them, a lot of work, but we're offering them for free, and we will do so in the future, because we believe the more that we are doing for the community, the better for the whole project, and we as AFIA will also have a good how do you say? It will benefit us also if the project is just going well. We don't have to get paid for these. Yeah, it's a
community kind of initiative. We're all trying to help each other, and it will help just our Atlas grow in general. And people want to find out what their return on interest on claim stakes are. That's pretty good that you're actually offering it for free. So I want to say thank you myself, because I go onto this and I use it myself. So thank you.
Yeah, great. But if you want to support us, there's a possibility, and it's because these dashboards are on Flipside, and so if you go there, first of all, if you visit those dashboards on a daily basis or from time to time, then this is interesting for us. And if you also go there and just register an account on Flipside, it's free. It just takes you 1 minute to do it. And then you can give likes to the dashboards.
Yep, on the top right corner there.
For the new one, we only have 3 likes here at the moment, And if we get likes and if people are visiting the dashboard, then we have a possibility to get actually some money from Flipside and win some prizes.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And that is helping us to pay for database costs and things like that. So that would be great, if people do this.
So all of you guys listening at home, I'm going to leave the link down in the section. I want you to alt tab and go and click on this link right now. I'm going to leave it there. Go and like it, make an account, because this is really great information that Viktor has spent time, Viktor Surtugo and other people at AFI have spent time, their own time, to try and put up on there so you can benefit in Star Atlas. So make sure you at least leave them a like.
Yeah, right. That would be great. Yeah.
Right.
And now we can.
Let's move on.
That's, I think, enough about the dashboards.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of other topics. Being honest, we have kind of discussion about EV, R4 claim stakes, future narratives, the Polis or the DAO, which is just probably being released round about now when this video comes out. The resources in Rec, and even Core. I think Viktor has something to say about Core. But for now, let's move on to the discussion about EV and R4 resources, and as well as claim stakes. So Viktor, what are your thoughts currently on these claim stakes and the resources?
Yeah, it's a hot topic, and we can actually go to our old dashboard because we have some data here. So what is interesting, of course, nobody can say where prices for the resources are going, and the return on investments for the claim stakes, they are highly dependent on the prices for the resources, of course. But what is interesting, and we just want to point this out, if you look at the resources that are produced in the economy right now, then we can see we have the supply is coming from 2 models here, or two subjects. One is the faction claims, and the other one is escape velocity.
That's right.
So this together is the total supply. And if you remember, when we started this dashboard, the demand is coming from Score, and the supply in the beginning was 10% of the demand. So we had a huge negative surplus. The production from claim stakes was way less than the demand. But it was no problem, because the DAO was just simply offering resources at a fixed price. Now they changed this, and they increased the production numbers and the numbers for loot found in escape velocity. And so now the supply really went up, and what we are seeing now is that we already have like kind of the double supply in comparison to the demand. So just to simplify that for you, sorry, Viktor, just to simplify for those people out there, we're saying that there is twice as much supply of R4 resources in the market than there is demand. Now, think about supply and demand forces. If something is twice as available as what is needed, what's going to happen to the price? You can answer that. And it doesn't have to be that way, of course. We don't know what prices are doing, because what we are seeing is that people are actually not selling those high.
People are stockpiling so far.
They are still stockpiling. And because of that, the prices of the resources are not going down right now.
That's right.
So just because there's a huge surplus at the moment doesn't need or have to be that prices are going down.
It's going to change,
but at some point
people will stop stockpiling.
Yeah, and there could be some kind of crash. We don't know if this is happening.
Yeah, we're creating a bubble. My God.
Yeah, it could be, because actually we're producing much more at the moment what we need for Score. Yeah, and that's true for all of the resources. Yeah. So this is interesting to keep in mind. Yeah, it's nice that the prices went up a little bit, and claim stakes have great profit margins and great returns, and people are investing in that area. And I think it is interesting because it's a foundation of the economy, those claim stakes. But keep in mind that we are actually having a big supply here, and what's also interesting is the other side, escape velocity. People are really pushing it there.
Yeah. Well, you mean people or the bots are pushing it there?
People and bots. Yeah, I don't know. So sometimes some people tell me they spend 16 hours there or something.
But come on. Like we have multiple accounts that have had over 1 million transactions on escape velocity. That is not a human sitting there pushing a million transactions. No.
Yeah. Right. And but for example, we saw for yesterday we had 2.5 million transactions.
Wow.
So accounting for nearly 10% of all of Solana.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's really incredible. But on the other side, this is really producing a lot of resources. Because there's a certain percentage of when you find loot. And the more transactions we have in escape velocity,
quick it'll churn over.
The more resources there will be. So that's a linear how do you say, linear method there, or between those two.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, the team have this lever where they can totally reduce the amount of resources being emitted. So I'm wondering if they're actually aware of this. Dom, Santi, if you're watching this at all, we're seeing that there's a whole bunch of emissions coming from R4. Is it worth revising at the moment? Up to you guys, right? I'm sure you have an economist behind there.
But I think, of course, they are totally aware. They are watching this, and at the moment, and I think that's also fair to say, at least this was a success. A lot of people were a little bit scared about that change and surprised by it and everything. Me too, actually.
Me too.
So that's fine. But I'm pretty sure they are watching this, and if this is getting out of control, then they'll do something.
Pull that lever down and reduce the emissions, I would think so. Or at least maybe they're just waiting until the crafting comes out, which I don't know if next week or not, and then the whole dynamic changes. So they're like, it's okay, we'll do it later. We'll see.
Right. So that is, because it's a hot topic, I just wanted to point that out, because sometimes people maybe forget about it, and therefore it's interesting to look at some data and see at least what is happening on the supply and demand side.
Thanks for sharing. This is like amazing information. This is the kind of info you need to actually make a good decision when it comes to Star Atlas. Like people don't realize this, so I really thank you so much for making this.
Sure. And maybe we can go over to the topics, because this is a hot topic, and therefore people are watching it, and sometimes it could be that of course we are all guilty. We know this, that we are acting a little bit with FOMO, and because everybody's talking about it, this is great. Okay. And because of that, I think it's interesting also to look at some things that are not hot topics right now, but there could become a future narrative, and so that are actually those things, not financial advice, but that are the good deals maybe at the moment.
Viktor, I love the way you think. I love it. Spill it out. Let us all hear it. What are the future narratives? What are you thinking? What are people not talking about right now?
So the first one maybe. Okay, we stay with resources maybe because we have talked about that.
Sure.
So we know when REC, so resource extraction and crafting. When this one is launching, we know we still don't know how many ships we can put over there, but we know that for the extraction part, the fleets will consume food and ammunition.
That's right.
So and to get to the asteroids, we spent
might
fuel,
be using fuel. Yeah.
So
far, as far as we know, Victor, right? We haven't actually seen it in practice as far as we know. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll change it because this is all test environment, and so as far as we know, what we are not consuming then is toolkits, because
there's no
those
combat.
Asteroids won't shoot back at us. Yeah, right.
Unless they're too far, then we might be in trouble.
Yeah, right. Be aware. And so that is interesting, and because you could think, okay, so toolkits won't be in high demand maybe during that phase, and of course this will change later on, and but that is interesting. On the other side, we can also see that ammunition especially could be the resource that we need the most. Yeah. And if we look at those prices here, you could argue that we see a little bit. So we see ammunition actually developing a little bit stronger.
Ammo is the purple one, guys. Just so you're following, the purple one is starting to go up.
It's going up, and tool prices
starting to go down.
Started to go down. So, I mean, this is just from day to day. I don't expect that people are already looking at this.
Yeah.
But
there's a chance, Victor, if you're thinking about this and you're a smart guy, there's lots of other smart people in Star Atlas, and they could possibly be making plans based on this, right? Like,
sure. Yeah. So, so that's one topic. I think it's interesting because at the moment we're not playing REC. But when we will be playing, we will be talking about that.
That's right. And it's good to talk about it now.
So it's interesting maybe to think about it now, what could happen then.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Very, very good stuff. But I'm also I'm just still shocked and blown away by that 188% on food. So I don't know, maybe food is such a high price now, but later on it might be lower because we'll be crafting and we won't need it as much. Don't know.
Yeah, there's also one interesting topic about food, and we talked about it in our AFIA meetings.
That's right.
So the interesting thing is that the capacity from the ships is the lowest for food on general.
Yeah.
So people run out of food the fastest. And I think so. This is more like a psychological thing.
They want to stockpile it more.
Stockpiled a lot of food because they are always running out of food.
Yeah, it's always on their mind.
But if you look at what we actually consuming, then we see that food is the one. So this is the average refill for
over the last 30 days. Yeah.
Food is we need the lowest amount from all resources. So actually in score we need toolkits the most.
Yeah.
And but the ships have they don't have any capacity for toolkits because you just need it to repair, but the ships have good capacity on ammo. Most of the ships are fighters, and they also have good capacity on fuel. So it could be, we don't know for sure, but I think this could be a reason why food went up so high, because it's maybe more psychological that people just run out of food all the time.
Yeah, very possible. Markets are just psychology. It's just a whole bunch of different people, just like us. We're just, we need more food, buy more food.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and the last subject, and this is not actually that nobody is talking about at the moment, but because actually we heard it in the town hall now, that the DAO will be starting next week, and I think what is interesting about it, if you look at Polis, is then two aspects again. So one is for 2 years now, the use case for Polis was quite limited. Yeah, in the first year we didn't have any use case, and now for 1 year we can put it in the locker. Yeah,
Yep.
But now Polis will get utility in the
DAO voting.
We saw it on the DAO. Yeah. We saw it. They were presenting. We will see the PVP from the wallets that are proposing, and so this could be a narrative then. Yeah, it wasn't a narrative, and this could become one. Yeah, that people will start talking more about Polis because the utility will be there. And the second aspect, what I think is interesting, is that Polis and Atlas, they were suffering, I would really say, from a really high inflation. Yeah, coming from the unlock of investors. We have this on our dashboards in tokenomics. So you see, this is Atlas, and down here is Polis. So you see that there was a steady unlock, and here we had some time where nothing happens after FTX.
Yeah.
But now it's going up again. Yeah. So a lot of Polis and Atlas tokens are unlocked on a daily basis. Yeah. Therefore, supply is going up, and we know this will end on September 16th is the actual number. So that's just not even 3 months away. Yeah. So this would be my two aspects why I would say this is interesting to keep in mind. People are not talking about Polis so much. Prices are really down for Polis. They could go lower. We don't know. Maybe we see like 12 cents or 10 cents in the next few weeks or something. But I think what's really interesting is that the inflation, it will change from, I think at the moment we're around 70% on an annual basis inflation.
Yeah.
And this will go down to 10% because all that is left when we reach September is just the rewards that are paid out
from the DAO
for the lockers.
Yeah.
Right, and for the next 6 years, that is all that's left. All the other Polis have been distributed then. Yeah,
and it's just been distributed. Doesn't mean it's been sold so far. So there could still be market participants out there who have been holding it this whole time. So it's still possible they could sell in the market later on. It's just we're talking about the distribution of it. It's gone out to where it's supposed to go. Then they'll make a decision.
Yeah. And you can see this here. The blue chart is the Polis swap from the investors, the blue bars. So you can see them on the right side. They are selling a little bit, but not so much.
Yeah, they want it to be market neutral, they said. They'll sell only when there's a pump or something.
Yeah, this is the investors. This is not Automata.
Ah, yeah, sorry.
This is not the team. This is the private and pre-sale investors.
Right.
So they are also holding back a little bit. So they are adding to their stockpile. And so you're quite right. It could be that they are selling when Polis price will go up. Yeah, then they will start selling more, maybe. Yeah.
It's possible. It's incredible also that you've managed to get the investors' wallet addresses. I guess you just have to look at the Automata blockchain address and see where it goes out from there, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we just follow the
breadcrumbs.
The breadcrumbs. Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that is an interesting topic, and another topic, but we don't have to make it a huge one. Just to give another example, maybe, is I'm really a fan, to be honest. And you had an interview with him. I'm really a fan from Core, the graphic novel. and I think nobody is talking about it right now. They will, I think, restart the next episode in a
Arc
few
2.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Act 2, right? And some of them are selling below the 20 USDC. That was the the initial price. And if Star Atlas will become a success, and we hope so, I think that those
They would be a good pickup.
Are good value.
Yeah.
And
let me just share my screen here. I'll go bring them up so we can see exactly what we're talking about. Let me go and see this one. Now, this is the Magic Eden, of course. This is where you can go and buy any NFTs on Star Atlas, on Solana, sorry. So all you got to do is type in, let's say, Core Comic, and you should have a few of them. Star Atlas Core, there you are. And let's see if we can even see. So Core Comic episode 6 is 1.6 Solana. I don't know how much 1.6 Solana is at the moment. Solana's around $19.
No, it's 17, I think. So it's it's a little bit above 20.
Yeah.
I think those ME are a little bit higher price.
That's right.
I think the Star Atlas, if you look at them,
let's have a look.
The editions.
You go to the marketplace.
I think episode 2 is way below 20, and episode 4. I think those are the two. But of course, they are below 20 because they have the highest supplies from all the episodes.
Oh, something's happening here. I don't know if you can see. It's all by Star Atlas, and they've got different pricing here. So that might be a bug.
Oh, yeah. That's weird.
Let me just refresh that.
Oh, they're working on it. Something is happening. You know?
Oh, maybe they're doing something to it. They figured it out. It's too low, and they're going to buy it all.
Right.
Anyway, let me bring.
I mean, you wouldn't invest and not financial advice again, but you wouldn't invest very high money here. But I think I think they are good value at those prices because nobody's talking about it, and it will become a narrative again. And I think that the supply, it is mostly below 1,000 for each episode. And if we see a success for Star Atlas, then this supply is very low.
Yeah, that's right.
And we've seen it already with episodes 3. I think in the all-time high was $120 or something.
Yeah. So look at that. Number 3, like the lowest person selling it is $74, and this was released for $20, right? That's crazy.
It started with 20 and all-time high was 120.
That's So people are really not gambling, but people are speculating on that episode 3. That's because it was the one of the lowest volume, wasn't it? That was the lowest minted.
Yes, right. Totally
makes sense. Yeah, low supply.
Yeah.
All right, let me stop sharing that. Awesome. That's great, man. We've gone through so much. I feel like we've run through it so much. So you guys in the comment section, if you feel like we've missed something, or you think we should cover something, or you want to talk to Viktor again, make sure you leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the R4 resources. Are we creating a bubble at the moment? But I guess, Viktor, I'll leave the floor to you if you got anything else to say to everyone in Star Atlas.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great community. I really like it being some kind of part of it. And I think at the moment, the team is crushing it to some degree. Yeah, they really have a lot of announcements right now. And so I think even if the token prices are still low, and we talked about it, what the reasons are probably, I think the project is looking quite good right now. Yeah, actually better than it did the last
year
month,
ago. Yeah.
Or a year ago. Yeah. So it's
I would agree with you, man. I would agree, because every time I make a new video, there's something new to cover. Star Atlas is still pushing and still delivering something. It's just people are slightly impatient, and token sells in an open market. So that's unfortunate. But
yeah, right.
You got any questions? Post it in the comment section. Did you like the video? Make sure you give me a like and a subscribe. Did you love it? Donate Atlas to my ARK fund if you loved it. This is my wallet. See you in the metaverse. Yeah, so awesome, man. Thank you very much for being here. If you guys like Thorsten, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. If you want to go and find out more from the data runners at Aethea, I'm going to leave the link in the below. Go to the website, go to Flipside, and go and press that like button in the top right-hand corner. All right, you guys, go and do it for us so that we can keep making some content for you guys. All right.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
All good. So Thorsten, once again, thank you, my friend. We'll chat to you later, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.